I'm Vanessa Mayorga.
And I'm John Jenkins.
And our research is on the relationship between alcohol use and GPA. Okay, so I'm just going to discuss a little bit of the background. Our research indicated, according to Bolin and Kolnick in 2017, that since the 1990s, substance use has increased in the U.S., and alcohol use appears to be the most prevalent substance use on college campuses today. Alcohol use also continues to represent a major public health concern with students who engage in heavy drinking. There's also been some alcohol-related health consequences associated with heavy episodic drinking, which can be life-threatening to students, which some have reported a variety of academic consequences, such as missing class, falling behind on classwork, and poorly performing on tests and projects. And that was according to Piazza, Gardner, Berry, and Murano. The research that we studied also, we found mixed results when examining the relationship between alcohol and GPA. Another article that we studied, alcohol use in the fall freshman semester was not significantly associated with college GPA, nor were measures of non-academic alcohol-related problems and drinking opportunities. This was contrary to the previous studies that we researched. So what we would like to do is expand on prior research by exploring if there's actually a relationship between the two variables. Some gaps we found in our research were that in the Paschal and Preisler article, the students mostly had high GPAs in high school, which indicates that they know how to balance schoolwork and outside distractions, such as alcohol use, or most of them may not even consume alcohol since they're underage.
Also in the article, high-risk drinking and academic performance among college student veterans. We would like to be considered that most veterans actually start college at a later age, and also some things that may be taken into consideration are if the veteran was actually in combat.
Our hypothesis is frequent alcohol consumption will have a negative effect on GPA, and our independent and dependent variables are alcohol use and GPA. Alcohol use is the use of drinks containing ethanol, and GPA stands for grade point average, which is the average obtained by dividing the total number of credits attempted. And we got these definitions from the Merriam Dictionary. For our research design, we used survey research. We used the survey to explore if alcohol consumption negatively affects a student's GPA. We used 3 survey questions distributed on SurveyMonkey, which were allocated to 26 students in our Human Services Research Methods class. The goal of the survey was to test our hypothesis using a correlation test to reflect whether there's a relationship between the two variables, which is alcohol use and GPA. Our variables, our independent variable, alcohol use, the question was, on average, how many alcoholic drinks do you have in a week? And the second question that was used was, during an average week, how would someone you know well describe your drinking habits? For our dependent variable, the question was, what is your overall GPA? The measurement used for our independent variable example question is ordinal level, since the responses are ranked ordered, according to Faulkner in 2014. The measurement used for our dependent variable example question is ratio level, because there's no absolute 0 point. For our results, this is our demographic table, which indicates our sample consisted of 26 subjects, 24 of which were females, 2 were males, and the marital status was 20 were single, 3 were married, 1 was divorced, 1 was widowed, and 1 was cohabitating. The number of children at home under their care was 0 for 18 subjects, 1 for 3 subjects, and 2 for 5 subjects. And this pie chart indicates 92.3% were females, 7.7% were males. And this pie chart indicates that 76.9% were single, 11.5% were married, 3.8% were divorced, widowed, and cohabitating. And the number of children under their care was 69.2% had 0, 11.5% had 1 person under their care, and 19.2% had 2 children under their care. Our histograms indicate the mean for the average amount of drinks was 0.52, which indicates not even 1 drink was the average. And then for our overall GPA, the average was a 3.0. Our scatter plot indicates most students did not drink alcohol, which signified there was no significant change in GPA. And the 1 person who did consume 5 drinks of alcohol per week had a really high GPA, which indicates that GPA does not always change with alcohol consumption.
As indicated here, our current research lends itself to those who have come before us and some of them come after us. Hopefully, you can pick up the baton and run with it. The topic of discussion in which we were answering upon is, does alcohol consumption negatively affect a student's GPA? We as young researchers do believe that drinking and pass failing offer a low GPA. Of significant research studies, including ours, have shown that there are arguments for and against a significant relationship being demonstrated between alcohol use and a lower GPA. Also, our current survey shows, using a much smaller sample size than some of the past research on this topic. As such, our small sample size lends itself to results that are different from the hypothesis and does not reflect the findings of most of the past researchers. Many findings of on the relationship between alcohol use and lower GPA differ from our findings and findings of no correlation between alcohol use and GPA. The current study indicates articles that address the relationship between alcohol use and grade point average. Some findings of past research are consistent with the findings of our current study. The article about Shaw from our study stated that there were other factors to be considered when looking at the relationship between alcohol use and GPA, such as learning disabilities, family issues, or not being interested in a particular course or interested in a particular instructor.
In conclusion, our research indicates alcohol use does not impact students' GPAs. Our sample size had a great impact on our results because the majority of our subjects do not consume alcohol. CSUDH has various resources available to students which educate them on safe alcohol usage, such as the Student Health and Psychological Center and the Alcohol Awareness Coordinating Team. These resources could be a factor to such low alcohol consumption among our sample. For future research direction, a larger sample would help measure if students who do consume alcohol have measurable effects on their GPA. And these are our references.
In conclusion, thank you very much for your time and consideration.
Thank you.